So, long time, no musical summaries. So, topic of the day, Love Never Dies. We're just gonna jump right on in. Okay, so, this is the sequel to Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera, and I was really skeptical, like really, really skeptical, because I read the book Phantom of Manhattan. So, I knew that plot, and that plot is not so good. So, going off of what I knew from that plot, I was like, oh, this can't be good. But it was, because Andrew Lloyd Webber changed up the plot of it, and when I read the plot for Love Never Dies, I was very skeptical. Because it just sounded too ridiculous. I was really skeptical. But, you know, the way he interweaved it into the music, it worked out, actually. There are all these, if you listen to it many, many times, it actually fits really nicely. Okay. Plot. Okay, so it's 10 years after the original Phantom of the Opera. The Phantom is now in Coney Island, and it starts out with Madame Giry. Even further than that, like probably 2 or 3 years after the event. It never really tells you. 2 or 3 years. And there's this woman who confronts Madame Giry and says, you ruined this place. So here we are, just knowing that Madame Giry is guilty. And the musical starts. Madame Giry has like a little flashback sequence.
Eyes aflame, desperate for pleasures yet unknown. Night and day, holding in by the hundreds of thousands, swept away as their every desire was made real.
So she has her flashback sequence. We're brought to Coney Island, and then there's Meg performing.
No, it's only for him.
So obviously Meg has feelings for the Phantom that she didn't have a long time ago, way back when, during Phantom of the Opera. So she has developed over this close 10-year relationship that she and the Phantom and Madame Giry have shared feelings for him. So she's performing for him. So, we're introduced to Meg. And then there's a lovely little musical bit called The Airy, which brings us to the Phantom's lair, which shows us that now it's not really a lair, now he lives in a penthouse. It's sort of, you know, turning the tables. Because in Phantom of the Opera, he lives under everything in the bottom of the opera. Now, he is on top of everything, living in a penthouse, super rich, and freely walking around with no problems whatsoever. And everyone's like, he wears a mask, but it's Mr. Y. Because he's not called Phantom anymore, he's called Mr. Y. I don't understand it either.
My
It's just something. Then the Phantom has his whole bit, to let you sing, where we find out that he's still mourning for Christine. Not surprising. Then Madame Giry confronts him, basically saying, Christine left you. Why do you still love her? Come on, get with the times. We've got a business here going on, and it is good. And the Phantom reprises Till I Hear You Sing, being all sad, and I need Christine. So then Christine disembarks, and we find out that
Not now,
Christine to come and sing. If you're
How's it
perceptive,
feel to have a
you
famous
know the
mother?
Phantom's
This your
tired.
first time in America?
No.
What
And
do
we
you
find
plan
out
to
that
do
Raoul has become mean and a gambler
learn how to swim.
and all sorts of bad
As it leaves
things
the child alone.
that no one likes. And Christine
God's
has a
sake,
son,
did Mr. Y send someone to
Gustav, whom
receive
she loves
us?
dearly, who's a sweet little boy. Gustav's like, why doesn't father love me? She tells him he does, just look with your heart. So he leaves, and then you hear this ominous sound in the music, and suddenly the Phantom's there. Obviously, because of that. Because that's just like Phantom of the Opera. So, Christine's like, so they talk, and we find out that Christine and the Phantom,
And I touch you,
or rather,
went into deny, and nothing mattered then, except
I don't know, I
for
felt
you
like it
and
seemed a little outlandish. She does definitely feel sorry for her at the end but I can't see her the night of her wedding going to the Phantom and being like, I want you, I love you, oh baby, oh baby. So maybe the Phantom was also a little confused because we find out that in the morning after, he woke up first and was like, oh, what did I do? Because the night was beneath a moonless sky, so they couldn't see anything at all. So he was probably thinking, well, she couldn't see my face, she doesn't really love me, as soon as she sees my face, she'll scream and run away again. Justified. I understand it. I understand where he's coming from. So he runs away because he's afraid, and the Phantom, I understand his fear here. I get that. He runs away. Christine has really, like, she was basically looking at her choices here. I'm alone. I have a wedding I could go to today. Or the choices were at this point leave the Phantom or get married to Raoul. She chose the Phantom, but he didn't, like, step up to the plate, so she had really no choice but Raoul, because what could she do? She didn't really have her own resources or means of supporting herself, so she turned to Raoul, and I get that. Married him, had a son, or did she? And so Christine introduces the Phantom to her son, and then and he's like, I'll take you around the park tomorrow. Next day, Gustav and Christine and Raoul are walking around the theater of Coney Island, and because there's a theater, and they see Meg, who is doing rehearsal, and
oh my God, I can't believe
they have this wonderful song that I think is hilarious. Obviously, they don't like each other. It's just awkward, but they have to pretend that it's all okay.
Yes, dear old friend, that's a
So
happy,
they
dear old friend. I can't conceal, try though I may, the way I feel.
I love this song.
So
I really do.
I'm sure it's
So at the end of the song, Gustav is missing, so Christine says, oh, I'll look for him, because she knows that he probably disappeared with the Phantom to see the sights of Coney Island. So she's like, yeah, Raoul, I'll find him, you go off and do your own thing. So he does. Meanwhile, we see Gustav meet the Phantom, again, in his lair penthouse area, and find out that Gustav likes to compose. Bum, 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 bum. Da-da-da-da. Gustav likes to compose. So he writes something, and the Phantom's like, he's so beautiful. He's only
10 years old.
He's Gustav's kid. Gustav is the Phantom's kid. See, I already knew that because that was in Phantom of Manhattan. Anyway, onward. So, Gustav is the Phantom's kid. He confronts Christine about this because he scares the child. He takes off his mask, Gustav screams, Christine comes running, and he's like, hey, Christine, you got some explaining to do. So she does. And then she promises the Phantom, you know what? I did something horrible. I took your child away from you. So, I'm going to sing for you. And then she goes away. And then the Phantom sings about how his own child doesn't like to see his own face, and how a lot of his life, everything he's worked for has all been for nothing, really. He has no
If I must hide from him,
basically he's gonna leave everything.
Yet shall he be my saving grace.
Madame Giry hears it and is like, oh shit. Because Madame Giry has been planning for her and Meg to have, like, full control of Coney Island, to have, like, all the money and everything they'd ever want in the world, as well as the Phantom's love, I don't know why, but they want it. And now they're finding out that there's a child getting in the way of everything, and Madame Giry is upset. And that is the end of Act 1.